Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for reaching out over the past couple weeks with your feedback and questions. One thing that has come up multiple times now is how we are adjusting to life in Mexico. So on today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I am slowly but surely getting used to. Starting with number 5, probably the most obvious of them all is language. Now, I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, which has set an amazing foundation for building on my Spanish down here. And Jerry's mom is from Guatemala, so she is fluent in Spanish, but growing up in Mexico, he has lost quite a bit of it. But combining my knowledge in grammar and Jerry's experience in slang and conversation, and a little bit of the girls' constant asking on, Mommy, what does this mean? Is this Spanish or English? I think the 4 of us are learning to get around just fine. On to number 4, something that I am slowly getting used to, but I'm not sure that I'm ever going to 100% feel comfortable with, is the driving. Now, in Canada, it is law to wear your seatbelt. Children must be in appropriate car seats. Both girls were in the 5-point harness with the chest clip. Lux and Luna were rear facing. There was the tether to anchor down the car seat, and a ton of driving laws in effect. Now, my favorite example to visualize the driving down in Mexico would be within those first couple weeks that we were here. We were driving down the Periférico, which is more or less the ring road of the city, and I looked out of the window to see 4 or 5 children sitting in the back seat of a car. No seatbelts, of course, and in the front seat there was the mom driving with her 6-month-old baby sitting on her lap, chewing on the steering wheel as we're traveling 100 kilometers down the highway. Now, when we first arrived, I simply sat in the back seat with the girls to make sure they weren't going to try to climb out the window, but after a while we did get some car seats for them. Not up to Alberta standard by any means, but gives me some peace of mind while we're driving around the city. So Jerry actually learned how to drive in Guadalajara when he was a kid. So this fast-paced, turn when you need to, stop signs or suggestion kind of style of driving is something he's quite familiar with and actually enjoys. The girls are always in the backseat cheering on Daddy to go faster. Daddy, please drive like a race car driver. And me, on the other hand, have about 10 mini heart attacks a day if we're in the car. I don't know if this is something I'm ever going to get used to. On to number 3 is the heat. So this is something that I vowed to never complain about when we moved down here. When we left Canada, it was minus 30 degrees Celsius for the entire month of February. February is still considered winter, so when Jerry's aunt came home from work the one day and I was sun tanning on the back patio, she thought I was crazy because here it was still winter time. That being said, we came down in February to plus 28 degrees Celsius, and it has been gradually increasing every day since. Now that we are in spring, we sit at about 30 to 31 degrees Celsius in that midday sun. And although we are slowly climatizing ourselves, I've been told that it gets up to plus 42 degrees Celsius in the summer. And not just one day out of the week, but every single day. The girlies have been doing okay with the heat. Lux gets a little bit grumpy if she is too hot for too long, as we all do. Luna, on the other hand, has been asking when we're going back to the snow. We have had Frozen on repeat, I swear, since the day we moved into the house. And this is coming from a mom who's managed to avoid the Frozen phase since it came out like 4 years ago. We've now hit the Frozen phase. If anybody knows me personally, they know that I hate wearing shoes. I am almost always barefoot. Being down in Mexico, I thought I was going to be in my glory, never having to put on winter boots again. I was wrong. Now, although I'm not wearing winter boots on a daily basis, I find myself always having shoes on my feet. Back in Canada, you remove your shoes when you enter the home. Here, you wear your same outdoor street shoes in the house, and that is something that has been really difficult for me to wrap my mind around. And that may seem quite minor to most of the world, but it is really difficult when you want your kids to go to bed and you look at the bottom of their feet just from walking from the living room and they are black. So we've taken to mopping the floor multiple times a day, and always washing our feet because I just cannot keep my shoes on all day long. And the number one thing that has taken me some time to adjust to is Mexico time. No, I'm not talking about the time change. We're only an hour difference from Canada right now. I'm talking about the unspoken unimportance of scheduled timing. Now, a couple months ago when I had my plate piled beyond belief, I ran on a very organized daily time schedule. Now that I've come here, I have let all that fly out the window and have taken patience to a whole new level. If you have a scheduled appointment for 6, be prepared to wait a couple of hours. If a delivery is coming to the door at 1, they probably won't be here until 4. And if you're meeting someone to view an apartment, for example, you might be waiting outside for an hour or so. And it really truly isn't to be rude or inconsiderate or disrespectful. It's just that mindset of it will get done when it gets done. And although in the beginning it was quite irritating to always be waiting for other people, it has made me way more mindful of my reactions to other people's behavior. If you follow my personal social media, you may have seen the little situation we got stuck in between the other day. So we were waiting at the bank. I had to run in quickly just to grab some cash. And the way their parking lots are, you park behind each other. So there was a car parked in front of us, we parked behind them, and then somebody parked behind us. As I mentioned, I was just in and out really quick, and when I came back, the car behind us had seemed to be in a very long bank appointment. So thank goodness there was a fruit stand there. We got a couple tubs of fruit for the girls, Jerry and I, and we had a little snack while we waited another 45 minutes for the car behind us to move. Not to mention the guy in front of us was also waiting, but again, so patient and so calm to just let others do as they need to do. It will get done when it gets done. Now, those are just 5 of the things that I found I've had to be more mindful of while adjusting to as we moved down to Mexico almost 2 months ago. So if there's something specific you want to touch on, or you have any other questions or comments, you know where to leave them. You can also reach out on my social media. And I thank you guys so much for the support as usual. If you want to follow along on the rest of our journey, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys next Monday.